Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna start talking before they even come in, so I can get rolling. Why are you laughing, man?
Okay, they like, huh?
I'm not supposed to wait. I'm supposed to get the ball rolling, so when they in here, I'm already talking.
Okay.
Okay. So what we're doing today, we are talking, and from now on, we are talking about SOSO Chanel Chronicles, which is one of the most viewed aspects of this channel. Yes, it is. And we're going to be listening to our YouTube videos that we have made. And I would encourage you guys to go and watch. Okay? On your own time, on your own leisure time, because we put a lot of energy into this. This story has become a part of me. You know what I mean? Because I just feel like that family needs so much prayer, so much support, and they're looking all over the place when they need God. Okay? The true God, the capital G-O-D, the Jesus, the Christ, the Holy Spirit. That's what they need. That's not what they go to, though. They have been going to everything and then some. I'm talking about money. I'm talking about all kinds of physical aspects, opening their marriage. It's so many, it's so many demonic things that's going on in this story alone. And that's probably why I'm connected to it. Because when you're God's people, you're supposed to try your best to bring souls to Christ. You know, you hear people now saying they want souls to do negative stuff. But what about us as God's people wanting to bring souls to Christ? So that's what we're trying to do. Now, when I first started the SOSO Chanel Chronicles, I didn't know anything about Jezebel or Leviathan. I knew nothing about that. Why? Because I wasn't reading the word. See, sometimes God will place us, not sometimes, this is how it works. He places a seed in you, okay? And it grows over time. You may not even have all the resources yet, but he will gather and give those to you along the way if you're open to it. All right. So if you are a person who doesn't know the ins and outs of SOSO Chanel Chronicles, and I don't either. I mean, I came in on a time where she was moving from her smaller store to her bigger store. That's when we started watching her. Also, she was we didn't know, but she was at the end of her makeup career, because a lot of people even comment on this page and they say, well, I started watching her because of makeup. Okay. So now, 5 years later, or however long it's been now that I've been watching, I'm realizing that she has several spirits. She has a Leviathan spirit, which is pride. She has a Jezebel spirit, which is just plain evil, evil, evil. Then she has a spirit of non-completion, meaning she gets into some awesome situations, but her decision making and her physical aspects of what she does through her life causes her to not be able to finish. Let me give you a synopsis of that. She had a lash business. She gave that up. She has a clothing business. That's on the we don't know. And now she's a real estate agent. And now she's realizing, okay, well, this is tough. At the beginning of her video yesterday, she said something. She said, oh, this is not a hobby. It's too darn expensive to be a hobby. Who the heck told her that real estate was a hobby? I don't know. We've been wanting her to become sober. At one time, she and Teeth were looking kind of Bobby and Whitney-ish, if you will. They had the spirit all over them. Their body was gone. It looked like they were hungry. They tried to say they were vegan. No, you weren't vegan. You were on chemicals. It was causing you not to eat. The weight decline showed that. So we have literally been on a roller coaster with the SOSO Chanel Chronicles. Such is life. Everybody goes through ups and downs, ins and outs. And we have to realize and understand that we need God to keep us going. Not money, not physical intimacy, not fame, not any of those things are going to give you what you need. You need the true God. So that's what this is about. This is what I've attached it to. I've attached it to spiritual strongholds that we all go through from just life and our decision making, and she's fighting. So this particular video right here we were watching on the last you know video that I had done before I went on this live is, guys, make sure you go ahead and you tap the screen. Okay, let's go ahead and tap that screen. Hi, Miss Heather. Okay, uh, when you see somebody giving you this type of tea and this type of vibe, you're supposed to what? Tap the screen. It is free. Okay, tapping the screen is free. Go ahead and share the video because now I am nestling in like a dove. You know how you see, if any of my dog owners, Miss SOSO Shanel had 4, so she should know. I'm sure she's in here, or her friends are sending her this video. And you know how a dog is about to he lie down and he just goes in a circle. Boop, 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 boop. He goes in a circle for 2 reasons, right? I'm talking about when he goes to sleep. And so that's what I feel right now. I'm making that circle and I'm nuzzling in and I'm getting this situation together as far as crocheting and SOSO Shanel, because these are my 2 passions in life. I myself and my husband back there, we truly want this woman to get delivered. So this is not, I don't think it would have gone this far if it was built off of negativity. God put something in your heart. I have a platform. It may not be the biggest, it's not the smallest, but I do have a platform. But God says if you get to one person, it's not in vain. And so I honestly think that this is our calling to get this woman delivered. I've never met this woman, don't intend to, don't want to go near her, because you're not supposed to go back, near a Jezebel spirit. Even if she gets delivered one day, she still has to be kind of like, you stay far away, because she's the vessel is weak. And the longer that Jezebel spirit stays in the vessel, the weaker your vessel will get for these demons. Okay, so sometimes you'll watch her, she's crying. She cries, to be honest, to control the audience. Emotion controls the audience. Anger, tears, laughter, emotions. And so when you have that type of power, you could do something awesome or you can do something devastating to the people watching. Here, I am a spiritual woman. Anybody who is in the faith and in the lifestyle, and even if you're not, you can see who I am. My husband and I will walk out in public and they say, "Hello, how are you?" Just random people will just talk to us. I say, you know what? Yeah. We're the light. Mm-hmm. We're the light. And just like they can see us, we can see them. We can see other people who have the light, and we can also see people who have the darkness. And so that's what this is going on. If you actually get into the SOSO Shanel Chronicles, which is on our YouTube, What's the Tea, under SOSO Shanel Chronicles playlist, it's over 60 videos. Okay, we got to get it to 70. But you can see that, of course, on the outside, it's not even looking good on the outside anymore. I think she hid it for years, but now everything is out. Eventually whatever's going on internally is going to come out externally. I don't give a darn what you do. It says in the Bible, what's in the heart comes out. It's just going to happen, And so now it cannot be hidden anymore. I was talking to my husband this morning about forbidden fruit. If I had this knowledge now, then I would have called it Forbidden Fruit instead of SOSO Shanel Chronicles, but I've already named it SOSO Shanel Chronicles, so I can't rename it. But if I had to say what the problem is within her, is that she has bitten the forbidden fruit. Now, what is the forbidden fruit? Okay, the forbidden fruit is this. If you don't tap that screen, I'll literally not do this anymore. Why? Because you guys got to give me some type of, I don't need your energy because I got my own energy, obviously. But I am on a platform that says when you hit the hearts, you guys like it. So let's get to 300 hearts, okay? And until we get to 300 hearts, then we're going to go ahead and listen to this. Because I have a lot of tea to give, but I don't give it for free.
So it's like, oh, so you think you better than me because you can control your anger. Like I've done the soft answer. Yeah, the other person has to make changes too, and the other person can't just. Queen, you're right. The other person have to make changes too, but the other person have to just want to make the change for themselves. I can't change anything about my husband. My husband can't change nothing about me if that's not a change I want to make.
Okay. See, let me get myself to 300. Because, see, the thing about it is, I said on my own video yesterday that I don't need anybody's energy. God supplies me with all the energy I need. I don't need you guys to tap my screen. I can tap my own screen and get me to 300 and get what I need. That's just how good God is. He said, honey, tap your own screen. Stop waiting around for them to tap the screen because then you're not going to do my work. It's not about you, boo. It's about me. That's what God's telling me. Okay. So everything is about her. Okay. She don't give a darn about nothing. But it's a Jezebel. See, the thing about it is, it says it in the Bible. Don't know where it is, but you guys can say Google it and say, hey, where does it say in the Bible? What verse is this? Where it says that what the heck was I gonna say? Give me some banana, babe.
Oh,
Okay. It says in the Bible something.
okay. Look it up. Uh-huh.
God put the words back in my mouth.
Okay.
I literally took care of somebody with dementia, right? And I literally
Okay.
would ask them a whole bunch of questions in the morning. And they wouldn't know when they bit an apple or when they bit something sweet. They knew everything. So, in Jesus' name, I'm going to get that point. Oh, God said, listen to this again and it'll drum you up. Okay, I'll do that.
So you think you better than me because you can control your anger. Like I've done the soft answer.
Somebody said that blow, your thought was derailed. It was. It was literally derailed.
It was.
And the other person can't just. Queen, you're right. The other person have to make changes too, but the other person have to just want to make the change for themselves. I can't change anything about my husband. My husband can't change nothing about me if that's not a change I want to make. When he was buying flowers and picking me out little.
Yeah, she just said it. Still don't have the quote, okay, or the scripture. It's okay. We're going to keep riding it out, okay? But yeah, literally everything is about her. She does not. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's what I was saying. Honey, we're not fighting against flesh. We fighting against spirit. See, God is good. He wasn't going to let me get derailed for so much. And I thank you because he wanted that message to get out there, but maybe he didn't want it to get it to the wrong person. And there you go. That's it. That's what y'all look up, okay? Look this up. We do not fight against flesh, but we fight against spiritual warfare out here, people. And that's what's going on. So I do not like, I don't have anything against Chanel. I have everything against that spirit. My spirit, which is a spirit of discernment, doesn't like her spirit of Jezebel. I can see Jezebel very much now. I can see Jezebel. I didn't know Jezebel at first. I had to read books. I had to read the Bible. I had to grow in discernment. I had to deal with the Jezebel in my life for over 20 plus years. Now I can see Jezebel. And that's what Jezebel is. Jezebel, the average person probably knows who Jezebel or what they feel Jezebel is, which is a seductress, which is a person who wears a lot of makeup, someone who is very sultry, which is true. But a Jezebel spirit is not just in a woman, it can be in a man as well. It's a spirit. And it's a strong spirit. And that spirit is going to outlive everybody. You feel me? The spirit outlives the flesh. I heard her single-handedly say on her live video yesterday that she will not get rid of her ego because her ego is what got her where she is. And so a person with discernment saying, but where are you? Where are you, sis? You are in the midst of a whole bunch of agony. You guys make sure you go to the SOSO Shanel Chronicles over on our YouTube if you're interested in this type of content to see, even though that was not in there. I should have made a video on when she said that. But the average person probably wouldn't even got it because sometimes I can get so deep as an ocean and I don't want to talk over or under. I want to talk to the people. Okay. That's the thing. She said herself that she's like a wordsmith. What's the sense of me talking in a language that nobody understands? Why? Because of your own pride and you think you better than people. You want to talk over the people. You want to talk over your husband, call him illiterate. Maybe you're the one who has an issue, not him. Because if he has a certain language that he needs to be spoken to, like, then it's your job as his wife to speak to him in a way that he understands. Can I get an amen? Hello, how are you? You get what I'm saying? All right, let's finish this up.
Ink pens and stuff like that. That felt so real. He had never done that before. And then it stopped. It just stopped. Just
I wonder why it stopped. She's very ungrateful. Now, look, because the way they started out, I'm not condoning this whole relationship, but I do feel for her husband. He was trying to buy you pens. I no longer feel for her husband. See, this is back when I was team teeth, but it takes two to tango. Let's talk about this. And Teeth watches my videos too, and I actually I actually make this to help him to get up and peel his eyes and see who he is with. He himself is miserable. It shows in his pictures. It shows in his stride. It shows when he wearing those Louis Vuitton shirts and all that. He was down for whatever up until things got hot. Up until things got dried up like the Sahara. And you know what? We all have dry seasons. The only reason why I'm able to talk this way is because I've been down certain roads. Not all roads, because honey, I don't need to go down every road to know what's up. See, that's what discernment is. But we've all had our dry seasons. We've all had our times when we just wasn't sure what our purpose is. He's living a purposeless life up until now. Maybe he's purposeful now. He knows what he's supposed to do. He's driving trucks. He got away from her. He's doing his own thing. He wants to be a man. He wants to provide. But you can't provide for Jezebel. She's Queen Jezebel. You have to look up who Jezebel is for you to understand what I'm talking about. Jezebel's a queen. She doesn't need anybody in her spirit. She had several years to get herself together. She was warned. But if you know about the story, her demise was not any glory. Okay? She really, just look it up yourself. I can't even talk about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the thing, yeah, because that's pride. Hello? Pride. We are a world of pride now. Hey, it's a whole month dedicated to it. But I'm going to tell you, no matter how far the stream runs, never forget its origin. Just understand the rainbow was the promise of God, okay? It was the promise that he would never flood the earth again. Hello? I'm going all the way back to what? Genesis, when Noah was appointed to build this ark to get 2 by 2 of all animals. Hello? Male and female. Okay? He told them to get up on the boat. He directed them on the boat and everything. Everybody thought Noah was crazy. Noah was a drunk. But honey, God always chooses people who... What?
I'm sorry. He always chooses what?
See, my husband wants to get in on the GERD situation.
You have to understand the whole...
He was a drunk. My point is...
But he was drunk, and we found out that he was drunk after the flood, when everyone was gone with his family. But my point is,
he was not perfect, nor was Paul. Paul was Saul at one time. Saul got, he was on his way to out everybody. You know what I mean? But my point is, let me get back to the point. Thank you, banana. Okay. Figuratively and literally. Hello. I'm talking about the physical banana and my husband. Thank you so much for helping me out. But anyway, let's get back to what the original meaning of that rainbow is. The rainbow was the promise to never flood the earth again. So we don't have to worry about floods coming and just whispering us off when it's time to get off of here. Because God keeps his promises, does he not? He does. But he keeps his promises to his people. She said something in the video yesterday that really stuck out to me, that really told me that she's Jezebel. She said, I want the fruit. I want the joy. I want the this. I want the that. Thank you for the likes. God bless Miss Heather for the roses and the thing, because it looks like she the only one that's giving this energy, but she the one that God was talking about. All I need is one. I don't need 1,000. Okay? All right. So anyway, what was your wife saying? You know her grandfather had dementia, and that dementia demon is trying his best to get me. But in Jesus' name, he ain't gonna get me.
No.
What was I saying?
Oh.
What was I saying out there in TV land? What was I saying? Thank you for the share.
You talking about
don't forget God's promises. Yes. Yeah. But you gotta do the work. You gotta do the work to get into heaven. You can't be like, I want God to do this, this, and this. He is not a genie. You got to read his word to really understand. So anybody who doesn't read the word doesn't live for him, this is like German to you. I pray one day you have an ear. But those who have an ear, let him hear what I'm saying. You got to do the work. And so you got to watch her 2-hour video on her Facebook to even know what the heck I'm talking about. But I tell you, she said, no, actually, no, you don't. You can watch the video. I actually got that clip when she said she wants to get the fruits, but honey, she don't want the labor. You want children, but you don't want to go through the labor. You want to be rich, but you don't want to work. It doesn't make any sense, does it? When you want to get into God's kingdom, you got to do the work. You got to stop swinging. You got to stop putting all these type of chemicals in your body. You got to stop living that rainbow life now, because it is what it is. They've changed the rainbow. So you have to stop living that type of life. You got to stop giving each other forbidden fruit. So that's what we were talking about earlier. We were talking about forbidden fruit. This whole relationship is built on forbidden fruit. What was the original forbidden fruit? Knowledge. We are not supposed to know how certain things feel. We're not supposed to know about certain lifestyles, because once you go down that lifestyle road, it is very hard to get away from it. I don't care how far back you said you used to do chemicals. It still wears on some people. Some people, you can't tell what they've been through, and they are under God's rule. But the devil literally sucks everything out of you. He's a vampire. What is a vampire? A vampire can only live if it gets a victim. It'll even take a dog out. It doesn't matter. It just needs what it needs. And so that's what Jezebel is. Jezebel is still alive, y'all. And she lives through the devil's people. Okay? That's the point of it. Okay? We're going to get back into the SOSO Shanel Chronicles. And everything. And you still not happy? I don't think nothing will make her happy. Honestly, I really don't.
So that was a change he made in an effort to bring about the space and climate in the household and in the marriage. And once that happened, once the goal was met, back down. You feel me? So that would have had to been a change that he want to make. He can bring as many kids as he want when I'm mad. If he not,
I came across this video on TikTok, and this woman was telling this story so candidly of how she cheated on her ex-husband with the husband that she has now. And I just thought it was interesting how she just talks about it and laughs about it. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think about it, because I just get a little... Okay. So this is how it was really birthed. This SOSO Shanel Chronicles was a video that she had made on her own platform. And she was really, to be honest, literally glorifying cheating on her first husband. You know what I mean? Like, she said it one time in this video. She said, you know, I've been married, you know, we've been both married for almost 20 years, but not together. So basically they went from their past marriages and then they joined right away and got married themselves, which was probably the worst decision ever to do, because they were both tainted, and their marriage was already doomed from the beginning, because God doesn't bless that. All marriages are not godly. You do understand that. Some marriages are paper, and some marriages are spiritual. It is what it is. You have to figure out where do you fit in that. Okay, a spiritual union has nothing to do with the flesh. It has nothing to do with fame, fortune. It has nothing to do with anything like that. It's all about your internal connection with your husband or your wife. That's what it is. When things are not, I mean, it's right in the vows. When things are up and down, it doesn't matter. When they're up, you're fine. You know, you're going to be together. When they're down, it's sickness and health, death do you part. So basically, that's how marriage is. And biblically, whomever your first husband is, or your wife, unless they pass away, that is your wife. Even if you go off and you get married again on earth, yes, you can get married 10 times. But if there was no legitimate reason for that divorce, and which is infidelity. So her husband is probably fine because he actually was okay. I'm talking about her first husband, because she cheated on him. So she broke the covenant. That's what breaks the covenant of marriage. Basically, infidelity, and I'm sure mistreatment, or if you're with someone who's not godly and does not want to do godly things. And of course, the marriage is probably through. You need to cut your light back on. Okay. And so yeah. So she broke that covenant. And she broke the covenant with the husband she is with now. Why would two cheaters feel like they can have a happy marriage? I have no idea. Bit of a peculiar feeling. I don't know who she is. Guys, if you know who she is, put it in the comments. Let me know a backstory on these people. But let's watch it. And guys,
I posted a TikTok. It was a fun fact TikTok where I'm just telling you something about me and my husband, or me in general. And a lot of people were interested in it and had a question. So the TikTok was about how my husband and I have been married for over 20 years, but only 11 of those years have been to each other.
Does that even sound right?
That sounds confusing.
Hello, you guys. Guys, get me to 2,000. I hope you guys are doing awesome. Awesome. Say hello. Let's see who's in here. Miss Heather's still in here. You're my number one viewer. Hello, Miss Angie and Miss Nicole. Y'all sitting here, y'all watching, but didn't say hello. Let's get acquainted. So when you see this, you can say hello. Hi, Miss Nicole. Why are you invested in her life? I actually already said that. I'm not invested. I'm doing God's work. That's what I'm doing. So I guess I am investing my time. Look, tell the truth and shame the devil. We are invested. Why? Yeah. Because we supposed to be invested. When God's people sees this type of situation, our job is to try to get those people delivered. Just like the devil's people try to get God's people into their camp, we supposed to get these people delivered to come over to our camp. Yes, he does. God judges, and so can we. It's called righteous judgment. No, I'm not saying that this lady is going to whatever. No, I'm praying and hoping that she gets delivered. I pray that her children gets delivered, and I pray that her husband gets delivered. Okay? So yes, you can judge. It's what you do with the judgment. Just like you can be successful, you can be rich and have monetary gains, but it's what you do with the money that makes it evil or good. Okay, so Miss Nicole, it's okay to be ignorant of this. I'm here to convert you too. Convert atheists into believers. Convert ignorance into knowledge when it comes to how God works. So I hope that you get delivered. Okay, along with Miss SOSO Shanel. Anybody else wants to come up here? Okay, because I'm going to tell you, TD Jakes ain't the only person who can say that, which he's a liar, talking about, oh, touch not my anointing. No, don't touch me, because I'm God's people. So I'm just giving you a warning. Don't come up against me, because you're coming up against God. Okay, you're not an atheist? Then you should understand what the heck we're doing here. Thank you.
Now, I thought it was pretty self-explanatory, but a lot of people were like, I'm confused. And on the flip side, a lot of other people just wanted to hear the story. So, I'm here to tell the story. So I was going to get my husband to help me tell the story, but
exactly.
Right. Because he was already at the grocery store talking about how I pick out my braid because I had my MILF outfit on. Okay, so while I'm setting up the
MILF outfit on. We've moved on, Miss Nicole. I suggest you do the same. In Jesus' name, I pray you get delivered. But you're not going to distract me from what I'm doing. Have a great day. Be blessed. Be blessed. Okay. MILF outfit on. She's a married woman still trying to sell her flesh. I'm going to tell you, that flesh dries up. Okay. What really keeps us going is our spiritual man. That's what keeps us going. Not this flesh. Oh my goodness. I can tell you some stories. Forget the SOSO Shanel. We all got our own story. And it wasn't my flesh helping me deal with that. Taking care of somebody with dementia, taking care of somebody who raised you, your parent, and seeing them go through such a horrible time with their mental state and their body, but still have to keep going, still have to smile, still have to push through when you are tired. What pushed my husband and I through that was our spiritual man. And to this day, I say it wasn't me, it was God. He was using us to get my grandfather to 96 years old. So now I'm strong enough to use that story to help others to know that your spiritual being, just like that little interaction I had with the young lady, Miss Nicole, who I've never met, but our spirits was at war. I had to dig down within the word of God to keep me going from me not getting angry, which anger is not bad. Anger is passion. It's what you do with anger. It's what you do with your discernment. It's what you do with your gifts that makes you good or bad. Some people takes their gifts and squander it. That's Whitney Houston, right? Whitney Houston had a beautiful voice. Nobody dead or alive could outsing her. But because that was snuffed out by demons, that was a demonic situation, took her gift and used it for bad. It is what it is, right? So that's what it's all about here. So she's all about her flesh. We are here to build the spiritual man up. See how the SOSO Shanel Chronicles gets people angry and gets people, passionate. That's what my calling is for. Not just sit here and crocheting. Crocheting is awesome and I love it. But for you to get in here, which I know a lot of people in here for the SOSO Shanel Chronicles, God said you need to get yourself together and do this on TikTok Live. Let's get into it.
Y'all this story. First and foremost, our parents were friends before we were ever even born. All four of our parents, mothers, fathers, worked at the post office. That's how I think they all met. Now, we found out later from T's dad that his daddy and my daddy were in some kind of little group called the Vikings. I think kind of like a gang. Don't ask questions. T's mother and my mother were both two light-skinned women that worked at the post office, and that's why my mama said that they could.
Two light-skinned women. Now, honey, she's from Alabama, the deeper South. They have that same connotation about the lighter, the better, the blacker, the whatever. It is what it is. We all African American. And I hope that their friendship was not just based. But I'm going to tell you, she lying on that one. They put a picture up on her social media of her mother at the bedside of T's mother when she's about to transition from this world. I had that same experience when I saw my grandmother. She was passing away from this world, and her friend from back in the day was right there watching her take her last breath, and her mother did that as well. That seems like it's a little deeper than them just being two light-skinned women. But I'm just right, babe?
Yeah.
Now, my mama and my daddy, they started dating each other. My daddy was married to somebody else, and my mom eventually got pregnant with me. So basically, I have two mothers. That's a whole other story by itself.
She doesn't have two mothers. She has a biological mother and a stepmother. Let's call it for what it is. When she tells stories, you can actually get caught up in the story. And when she laughs, you laugh. When she cries, you cry. Honey, nobody controls your emotions. Only God can do that. Don't let these people, including me, control your emotions. If other people can control your emotions, that means you are out of whack. You're imbalanced and you're not connected to your true maker, which is God, okay? At some point, me and Latif started liking each other in like the beginning or the onset of middle school, and my mom wouldn't have it, so we stopped going to his parents' house all the time.
So the picture that I have showed over and over again of me and my husband together as young children on the back of a horse was at a postal workers with union members picnic. See, that's us. First, I think it's necessary to show you our parents. This is my mother-in-law, Thelma. This is my mother, Ida Mae. I don't really have pictures of our fathers.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep this 100. They look like all family, and we all look like family a little bit, right? But the resemblance is uncanny. I really do think some things is going on here in this relationship that is so many levels of going against the 10 commandments. Okay, it's so much stuff going on, and they continue this relationship knowing the truth. Down south, there's a saying called kissing cousins. Okay, they don't have respect for genealogy, if you will. You get my drift?
Chief's dad died in March of 2013, and I don't have a relationship with my father. So we had this long period where we were not around each other's families at all. Our parents were still friends. Well, my mom and his mom were still really good friends. I ended up marrying a whole other person. We were married for about 8 years, and Teeth was married to a whole other person that he was married to for about 10 years. Now, somewhere toward the end of all of that, we found each other in a club. We've been together ever since. Teeth was already here from Mobile because he had gotten into this big knockdown, drag out fight with his wife, but I was still happily married as everybody thought.
I. First of all, she said that her husband got in a knockdown, drag out fight. Well, why isn't he locked up? Okay, let's just keep that real. It wasn't no knocked out, drag out fight. What his wife did was knock down that marriage and dragged out his clothes in the street because he was over there being a two-time and gigolo with no money. Okay, yeah, you could, yeah. He ain't had no money, but he was a gigolo, sleeping around with her and other women. Let's just keep that 100. Okay, and then you're gonna say that you were happily married. So people thought, no, you were happily married, sis. You always putting stuff out on other people. Own up to your mess. You ruined a happily married relationship. That's what you did. You were greedy. She has recently, as of yesterday, called herself greedy. I'm not talking nothing invested. Invested, yeah, I'm invested because God called me to be invested. Don't mess with me. Okay? I'm not the one.
We had that clip of her saying greedy.
They're going to have to watch the video, dear.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Express. Oh. But I'm just saying, you ruined a happily married relationship because you wanted to get your rocks off. Mind you, you may not know, but I'm going to let you know. She said that this man is the one who rescued her from a darn kingpin. I don't know. I have to speak. I didn't mark this darn thing for 18, but I need to. A kingpin. Okay, he probably wasn't no kingpin, but you get what I'm saying. She said that this.
He was in a Marvel movie.
Yeah, she said that this man would mop her up, use her like she was a Swiffer sleeper. Okay, this is when I'm gonna start speaking in code, guys. Okay, used her up like a darn Swiffer sleeper. Okay, and then here come Carl Winslow. Okay, and he comes in. He's a cop. He sees her. He wants to what? Captain save him. Okay, that's what men want to do. Let me tell you a little story of me and my husband. Before I even knew this man was gonna be my husband. He had a whole girlfriend up in a darn job that I freaking was working at. His girlfriend was my boss. Okay, I had a time because I was an emotional wreck when I was younger. I had some pent up energy in me. So I would cry a lot. Here comes my husband that I didn't even know and gonna come over to me and say, why are you crying? I said, sir, don't you got a girlfriend? Is that a lie? Did it go down like that?
He told me nothing. No,
I said, excuse me, don't you have a girlfriend? Don't be trying to wipe my tears and you got your little lady up in there. Okay, so that's what men always want to do. They want to rescue a woman. So he rescued her. Woo! She already had a baby in her belly, I'm sure. Let me be quiet.
And fit in it. We met each other in a club during Mardi Gras season, and he approached me. Now, when he approached me, he had no idea who I was. He just thought he was approaching some fine dime piece, right? Definitely important for you to see us that night, because I do have pictures.
See, Jezebel, fine dime piece. You know what a fine dime piece is? A Proverbs 31 woman. You get what I'm saying? That lady was so mad earlier talking about why I'm invested. She gonna miss out on this Proverbs 31 woman. That's what's a fine dime piece. If you don't know what a Proverbs 31 woman, go over my YouTube. I actually did a video on it. Or you can go to your Bible and actually go to Proverbs 31 and it'll tell you what type of woman that is. And that's a dime piece. Okay?
Okay, this was me that night.
Now, she showed a picture of herself. She had a wig on and no tattoos. Oh, when she was with Carl Winslow, she was a good old girl. That's the kind of girls that a lot of these men find great. On the outside, they look like they ain't been nowhere. On the inside, they all dark and all kinds of stuff. He got he got a rude awakening. It's my husband. So he did approach me looking fantastic in that hat and that vest, which were both his father's. So he realized he knew me. He realized who I was, and we started dancing. Chief ain't have a darn, what they say, a pot and a window to throw it out. She said he came up there in his daddy's clothes, because mind you, the last wife went straight Angela Bassett on her tail, on his tail, and threw all his stuff out in the alleyway, and the birds took it to their homes to feed their babies. We started chatting, and I just gallivanted on off in the club somewhere. He spent the whole rest of the night stalking me. Well, he gonna call it keeping an eye on me. But to this day, he can name out almost the outfit that everybody that talked to me that night had on. So I did give him my phone number. After he pinned me up against the bar and refused to let me go until I gave it to him, we started talking from there, and we never have been apart since. Okay. So this is the story. She's saying that was their first meeting. No, mind you, they knew each other as children. Yes, the inside dark environment. Yes, Miss I am she. Yes. This is the story she's given, but that's not the story that I'm getting from my spirit. Mind you, they knew each other since childhood. I myself feel like they've never lost connection. I feel like they've always messed around. She stayed in Alabama. He moved to another state. When he would come home and visit his parents, he would also visit her. That's just my opinion, but she's trying to say that this was just the first time they're meeting since childhood. I don't believe that. Okay, if he's pinning her up against the wall, I think she, was watching 50 Shades of Grey and things like that. She does tell some truth, but she mixed it all with lies. Negative and positive is a lie. You really can't believe her. You have to have discernment really to get through her stories. That's where the story gets tricky. Now, he was in Mobile because he was having problems in his marriage. But here I was, wife and mother of 3 with a job at the post office in a brand new house. But I could not resist the connection that we had. You could not resist the flesh. See how she's trying to romanticize this? This is the most tawdry story ever because it's literally on flesh. That means basically what she saw in Chief, she could see in 5,000 other men and women. You get what I'm saying? So it took off really fast. We would spend time at his mother's house and his sister's house. And his mother just casually mentioned one day to my mother, who she just happened to run into at the casino. Oh, it's good to see you. Tiff and Chanel been spending so much time together. And my mama said, Tiff and who? It's way more to this story, but I'm going to break it down real quick. So then my mama followed his mother and father from the casino. And by follow, I mean they were in about a 45-minute car chase. This is about the time that his mother called us and was in the closet trying to tell him what was going on. And my mother came in the closet and took the phone and said, "You don't care, motherfucker, I don't care."
So my mama from then on gave me until midnight that night to call my husband and basically turn myself in. I thought to myself, you're my mother. You're not going to do that. I even said it to her. You're my mother. You're not going to do that. So that sparked the whole fight between me and my mother in front of my mother-in-law, who was just Thelma at the time, who would become my mother-in-law. How can you tell me not to do this when I'm a product of a whole affair you had?
This is how the Jezebel was born. We don't know her mother. We only know of her mother through what she said. But if this is true, and she is a product of an extramarital affair, then in God's realm, in God's world, God's camp, you're supposed to say that is wrong, and I'm not going to emulate or imitate that type of behavior.
Whoa.
But instead, this is what she does.
I'm sorry.
Let your wife, because I swear.
I'm sorry. If she's the product of an extramarital affair, that means her siblings may not be her whole siblings. Who is her father?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Her father's not the same father as her siblings.
Oh, right. So what does that mean?
Who's T's? T's father?
Okay. So yeah, we sending some stuff out there. The true people who watched her was probably a part of her group and saw that a lot of stuff was going on between these two, and things like that. Unfortunately, because my husband
I did get you
interrupt me.
I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, that thought has
no.
So we gotta continue on here, y'all.
Like I said, there's so much to that story. But that was the beginning.
You need something.
Of me and T. Y'all want to? I couldn't believe it. We were out of town at the time, together. Oh my God, they're reliving it. Okay.
That you chose to do.
Fast forward from she tells to after she tells.
Now, the thing about it is, a mother who cares deeply about her daughter, I don't think would go and tell her husband that her daughter is cheating. That was not, if that happened, that definitely was not her place. But there's definitely, as she said several times through this, it's more to the story. Mm-hmm. And if you omit things from the story, which means if you take out things from the story, then that can literally rewrite the story and make it totally different. And then it's a lie. You get what I'm saying? So you think they are half siblings? I don't think anything. Husband said this. We don't know. We don't know who the heck these people are.
I don't know.
Okay, we weren't there, but I mean, if you look at them, there is some features that are the same and all that, and it is what it is. It's people out here already saying that they could be whatever. This is not coming from me. I've heard it from other people. I've heard it in my comments. It just depends on how far back you go in this rabbit hole. This rabbit hole goes far. Okay, and you have to have discernment to even get through the rabbit hole without being scathed. I'm just keeping it, and scathed means bruised. Okay?
Serious, eye to eye, heart to heart, real honest conversation with a whole other person who had just spent almost 9 years with me and had 3 kids and thought everything was fine.
Correction, 2. I honestly feel like the oldest is not Carl Winslow's. I really do. That's just my thought.
Wasn't that everything wasn't fine? I just had more of my mother and father's blood pumping through my veins. Oh, that's the only blood I had pumping through my veins.
No, you got the blood of Jesus pumping through our veins. Spiritually, yes. And figuratively. And literally. Okay? Ain't no way. That's the devil telling her because she came from an extramarital affair that it's okay for you to do the same thing. No, it is not. If you go down the same path as somebody who is doing something wrong, you're going to get the same results. Insanity comes in when you think you're going to go down the same path as someone doing something wrong and you're going to get different results. Okay? I don't give a darn how I was born and what I came out from. I chose to live my life different. That's what discernment is. When you grow up and you're not a child anymore, you are supposed to think differently and say, my mom and my dad did this, therefore I'm not going to do this. And the things that you feel were correct, you go ahead and you do that. But you're not supposed to do the same thing. Although the fruit does not fall far away from the tree, that's why you got to get into God so he can remake you, because they were just vessels that we came through physically. But at the end of the day, we all belong to God. But that's deep, deep, deep.
Little backstory. My mother, father worked at the post office. Side note, so did his mother and father. My mom thought she was gonna be my dad. That didn't happen. That never happened. There was no fairy tale.
Doing the math.
My mother and father had a relationship while he was married.
She says a lot right there.
All right, what? All right, Mr. Detailer, what's going on?
Okay, she said she was born from an extramarital affair, right? Mm-hmm. That means her father is not the same as her siblings.
Okay.
Her father and her mother both worked at the post office. So did his father and mother. They were co-workers. Mm. So that means the mother could have been around T's father because they're co-workers. Mm-hmm. I'm just doing the math. So I don't know.
Okay, we don't know. It's all alleged. Yeah. We say it's alleged, but allegedly, what you're trying to say is this: you're trying to say that there's a possibility that they were all getting down.
They belonged to the same organization, which is called the Vikings.
Okay, so they all had the same get down.
So they worked together as well as they belonged to the same clubs.
So they all had the same get down.
Yes.
So get down, meaning they could have produced some children out of that get down.
Possibly.
Or cousins.
Possibly.
My mom thought she was going to be my dad. That didn't happen. That never happened. There was no fairy tale ending. My mother and father had a relationship while he was married and she had me. All right, T got to go pick up 2 dogs and take 2 dogs. It's groomer day, and that's a big deal.
The dogs are no longer with them. She done sold them, giving them away. Her 4 dogs are gone, y'all. Y'all got to catch up. This is stuff that happened years ago. This video is actually over a year. But their story that they're telling is years and years and years before she even was SOSO Shanel. But now those dogs are gone.
Got the tear major from the clutches of his mother.
Alright, he's out.
Fast forwarding more. My mother tells my
not the clutches of his mother.
I have to have a conversation with my then husband.
She birthed puppies.
By the time we had a figure it out moment, he decided that he didn't want to leave the house. And that was a house that we had just built like a year, maybe 2 years before that. I was set on what I wanted to do. I didn't see it going any other way, so I decided if he's not going to leave the house, I'll leave the house.
You ain't decide jack. Okay, this what happened. Carl Winslow found out that she was, doing whatever with teeth, and he put her out. See, mind you, they had a big house, right? And this is funny because actually I'm talking about this. I'm understanding. She's still chasing her same lifestyle that she had with Carl Winslow, but she ain't got a Carl Winslow. She got a regular smuggler guy who doesn't have any money and basically the same as her. She married herself, just in male form. She always lived off of her mom. Her mom always bailed her out. This is words that came out of her mouth, by the way. I don't know this lady. We only know her by what she tells, and she tells a lot. Okay? But yeah, that's why they have the big home now that I think is going to be the next thing. And I'm putting this out there. But she's put it out there first. She's a real estate agent. So it would be nothing for her to go ahead and downsize. And why not? You don't need that big house anymore. It's too much. You sold dogs. You sold a whole bunch of stuff. It's time to just understand to downsize your lifestyle. You've already built your brand. You're SOSO Shanel, right? You got people supporting you. Even this page is supporting you. Oh, yeah. So I'm just letting you know, sis. Go ahead, and because I know she in here. You know why I know she in here? Case in point, because I'm gonna tell the truth and shame the devil. So before I got this idea to listen to the SOSO Shanel Chronicles. We were listening to Robin Crawford's book, which was about Whitney Houston. Okay? Honey, yesterday in the bathroom, guess what song she was singing on her live? How Will I Know by Whitney Houston. Not only that, I sell waist beads. I make waist beads. Homegirl was wearing waist beads. How do I know? Another thing she did. She got braids now. I have locks. She is literally trying to be something she's not. Not me. I'm not like that. She's trying to be like me. No, because I didn't develop this. God did. You're not copying off of me. You copying off of what God made. Because this is who I am. You get what I'm saying? So how about this? Copy off of this. Read the Bible, sis. Copy off of that. Read Proverbs 31. Read what a woman's supposed to be. Which right now you're not embodying. So I'm honestly talking straight to you, and I really want you to get delivered. For what? Not for your husband, not for your kids, not for your brand, for you. Because hell is hot. And you ain't got to go there to know it.
And took all the things that were in my name or that I needed to take care of my kids. Year that we met, it probably was a few months later. Disclaimer. None of this is something that I'm proud of. It's just my story.
None of this I am proud of. It's just my story, but yet you're telling it on a platform that has 1 million. Hello? She is proud of it. That's why the devil is the king of pride. Pride will get you in trouble. She said during yesterday, she said, "Oh, I didn't want to tell you I got rid of my dog because I was afraid." You were prideful. You only want to put out the good. When the vow says this, sickness and health, richness and poor, no relationship can even develop without positive and negative. Why is it like that? Because Eve decided to take the bite of the apple to give us knowledge of stuff that we had no business knowing about. So that's the life that we're living right now. No marriage is perfect. But she went years upon years painting this picture that she and Tifa are the poster child of a marriage, of a relationship. She literally said that their marriage was solid and it was open like a smoker. It was open like a 7-Eleven. She'll never get delivered. There's no audience in deliverance, and that supply she needs. You're right. There is no. Okay, so I'm coming from a spiritual aspect. That's what I thought. I thought that there was no audience for deliverance. No, it's not a big audience. No. That's why God said if you get to one person, then that's not in vain. But you're right. When you have greed, and she said that she's greedy several times during, she's just a greedy person. She wants what she wants. She has 1.1 people K watching her, 2,000 people watching her. And I was taught that you're not supposed to be jealous of anything. You have to understand. I myself really don't have a big audience. I have to be careful the words I say. I don't have it right now, nor am I seeking that. Because I know I'm just here to change one person. Because the thing about it is one person going to tell somebody else. That person's going to tell somebody else. That person could tell 5 other people. And then it could get to a person who has a whole 1,000 people watching them. And then that one message got to many. And I didn't have to do it. So that's my point. Like, that's why I feel like that I'm connected to this. Because I feel like I'm that person to say, look, this lifestyle is fake, phony, and if you follow this recipe that she's selling, you going to hell. I do. Look. Did I really say that? Only God gives me that confidence to say that because I come from love. on that. I'm not judging nobody. I ain't saying nothing because you can get delivered. You get what I'm saying? Nothing's impossible for God. So if you really want to change, like if she really wanted to change, like honey, if you really wanted to change, because I know she's in here. I know you in here. If she's not in here, a representative of hers in here. Somebody gonna tell her, oh, Miss Jenna had the bezals to get up on here and talk. Only because God gave me that gumption, honey. It was time. Honey, this has been in the making for a year. We've been doing SOSO Shanel Chronicles behind the scenes for a year. And I just felt like I didn't want to do it. And God told me yesterday, honey, go live on that. Look, you crocheting, which is fine. But you're going to talk about SOSO Shanel and you're going to get to some more people. I said, okay, but this has been in the making for years. Okay? So don't worry about the audience. Don't worry about the number. All you got to do is get the one person. That's it. What, baby? Word of mouth.
She said she wanted people to eat from her tree.
Oh, yeah. She said
she
that.
She wanted to bring people, down with her.
Yeah. Yeah, she said that recently. She said she wants people to eat from her tree. You guys got to watch the video. It's up on YouTube. Okay, watch the video. I did my commentary over there. Okay, these social media celebs, Laugh Aloud podcasts need to be cast away. I'm sick of them. Exactly, and that's how we do it. You can't cast away demons being scared and being behind the scenes, because I'm gonna tell you, they're not scared. They're not shy. They have no anxiety about nothing. They are very boastful. I mean, that's what pride is. Pride is just being proud of who you are, wanting to be God. You're not God. It doesn't matter how good you are and how many good deeds you do, you will never be God. And that's the problem with the devil's camp. They want to be God. If you know the history of Lucifer, Lucifer was the most beautifulest, luminous, lit angel, beautiful angel, could sing, could do a whole bunch of stuff. That was Lucifer. Lucifer was the devil. He was an angel, but he became a fallen angel, and now he is the God of earth, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, is that what it is? You know they got a whole Netflix thing on Lucifer. I think it's called Lucifer. I don't know.
He has no power now over us.
He has no power.
The keys were taken.
The keys were taken. And so the thing about it is, when you're being tested, just know God is always there. She said something yesterday too that stood out to me. And hello, Miss Black Rose, hi. She said something that was poignant to me. She said that I thought God was going to abandon me. And at first I was like, well, God will never abandon you. But then I had to refer to the word. And the word says, if you're doing devilish things, then yes, God will turn his back on you. He will not support you in your bad deeds and in your ill ways and your devilish ways. He can't stand Jezebel. In Revelations, it says for us as God's people, we can't even go near Jezebel. We can't. All we can do is pray for Jezebel from afar. And that's what I'm doing. And that's what I suggest anybody who deals with her on a realistic realm or realistic situation is to pray for her. Because if you go near her, you will fizzle out. You will get sick. You will get ill. And I'm talking about this because I too have dealt with a Jezebel spirit. So I'm not talking about something I don't know. I'm talking about something that I have been living in for 20 plus years, where every time I go near this person, my husband and we are not well. And as soon as we separate ourselves from that person, we generate strength again. Because I'm going to tell you, when you go by a Jezebel spirit, and especially since everybody who's watching this now, you already know that if you're dealing with a Jezebel spirit, which is a narcissist, that's the earth term for it. That's the world's term for it. But the spiritual realm, the spiritual guidance of this is nothing but a Jezebel spirit. Look it up. If you are near a person like that, you will never flourish. Everything around you will die. Everything you will touch, it will not flourish because you are around a freaking succubus. A demon that literally takes all of your energy. That's a warning. I don't care who it is. It could be your mother. It could be your daddy. It can be your child. If they embody the spirit of Jezebel, aka narcissist, because I said earlier, what difference, I mean, what good is it if I'm speaking a language that nobody understands? So I do understand that. So we will call them narcissists, but we have to let them know that the origin is Jezebel. You will not do well. You have to separate yourself from it and never go back. Okay? It is what it is. So with SOSO Shanel, if you notice, if you follow her, which she's supposed to be following Jesus, let's just keep it 100. So let's just say if you watch her, okay? If you watch her, you know that everybody had to get away from her, including them darn dogs. Oh, she wanted so much sympathy for giving away dogs. Honey, if those dogs stayed with her, they were sick. Those dogs stayed sick. Why? Because of the person that was taking care of them. A person who's all about themselves can never be a nurturer. She calls herself a mother. You're a mother only by physical aspect of having a baby, but that's it. You're a mother technically, but to be a mom, it goes the same way. It's deep and it takes work. She let the world raise her children. She was always living up high, if you will, high in the sky, like apple pie. She and her husband stayed out of town. They took what is it, trips and they lived lives that did not permit them to be parents. And so the way the children are, and I never talk about the children, but the children are grown. Two of them are. And one of her youngest, she came out and said that she's a part of the lifestyle, if you will. Which I made a video on that. I was very PO'd about that, because who are you to tell people that you don't even know that your child is living a lifestyle that you advertised? I could say a lot on here, but I'm not. Okay? God is ruling my tongue right now. Yes, he is. But I'm letting you know. It doesn't fall far away from the tree. The apple does not fall far away from the tree. So the only thing that her daughter could do was get away. Hence Jezebel. You cannot be around a Jezebel. They will literally obliterate you all the way. There is nothing you can do for them. I hope that helps you guys out. Okay, somebody said, who are we talking about? We're talking about SOSO Shanel. And if you want to know more about this, guys, go to our YouTube. We have a whole playlist on this. Okay? All right. So let's talk about another one. Okay? I came across
a troll page and talk about my husband, call him, and I can't really. It's no nice. Common sense run between all classes and races. That is crazy. That is crazy.
Hello, this is your girl Queen of Commentary, and we're back. So, yes, she took.
So I thought long and hard about that, and I'm proud of myself because I didn't bring it up on live yesterday when it was fresh. But baby, if you send me something, I appreciate it. My husband will get it and go through it. I most likely won't see it because a lot of people send things with my mama's face on it, and that's not cool. That's not cool because it took me almost 5 years to get to a place of nearly accepting it. Don't send me.
Okay, so
Did you say people were sending her clothes with her mother's face on it?
she said people were harassing her or whatever, or sending her items with her mother's name on it. So let's get into, if you watch SOSO Shanel, you know that literally these are her favorite 3 words, and I don't mean this in a joking way. These comes out of her mouth all the time. Well, 4, when my mama died. It's like a mix. When my mama died. She literally has built a whole platform on her mother's demise. So me being a holistic practitioner, I understand her mom passed away a few years ago in her sleep. That is a sign that her mother was tired, worn out. Because see, this is the thing, as parents, we are supposed to raise our children in the way they should go. If you do not raise your children in the way they should go, they will come back. They will come back. Bill Cosby show joked about that. They leave, they come back. Sometimes they'll come back with their husband, their baby daddy, and 4 kids. Why? Because they left out incomplete. Parenting really is important, and you really parent forever. Even though the world says your child is legal age of 18 and can vote at, can drink and whatever at 21, you're parenting for the rest of your life. So that's what her mother was trying to do. She did not want her daughter, if this is true, that Shanel was born out of a premarital, I'm sorry, a extramarital affair. I know that her mother, more than likely Miss Lucille, what was her name? Ella May? Ida May, did not want that for Shanel. And so because Shanel harbors this Jezebel spirit, it took her mother. It is what it is. I'm not lying to you. That Jezebel spirit will take you out because it doesn't listen. It doesn't admit fault. It is a draining, one-sided spirit. It's only for itself. If you are around someone like that, you're going to be drained, and unfortunately, you will get out of here. Because to be honest, Jezebel will become your God. You will literally hang around Jezebel more than you will pray to God, who wakes you up every morning and heals your body and feeds you and brings you through life, or takes you through life. This is why God does not want us to be around a Jezebel spirit, because it requires literally everything from you. So she tried her best to tell her daughter, look, I don't want you to go down this path. And her daughter, having a Jezebel spirit, wanted to do opposite, did everything opposite, got off on being rebellious. Oh, they will famously cut their nose off to spite their face. Hello, where are my old school people who know these sayings? Okay. And so her mother didn't make it. But apparently, her mother left them a nice little chunk of change through a life insurance policy that she actually talked about. I don't know this girl. I literally know this by what she said out her mouth, okay? And she has siblings out here too. Now, I got the feeling, and I don't know this specifically, it really does. And her mother tried to shield her, and she used lies to dishonor her daily. Yes. Even named the whole dress out of her. They would fly off the shelves. One of her cheapest dress, by the way. $40. Fly off the shelves like hotcakes. Ida May. One person said, hey, the strap on my Ida May dress broke, but I don't care. I'll get another one. They're a cult following. Anyway, that's it. I lost my thought again.
Are you hungry? Would you like something to eat there? Would you?
I need my spiritual food.
Whether it matters to anybody or not, it hurts me to even be saying that.
Oh, that's what I was saying. So I get a feeling that when she got that, exactly, the name of the dress after her was Wow. Exactly. So I have compared her to Bobby and Whitney, her and her relationship, her and Teeth. So anyway, she has 2 brothers, or she had 2 brothers. One brother has since passed away from, I think maybe they all had that chemical dependency, which she has said several times that she's getting through indirectly. Okay. And so her mother left the money to Shanel. Left it all in her care. This is what I'm hearing through the grapevine. But she didn't share any of that money with her brother. So I get it. It was all in her name, all in her possession. But just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. And so her brothers feel some type of way, the one that is still alive. And she has been trying to develop a relationship with him. But nobody wants to be around a Jezebel. Regardless of if you know it's a Jezebel or not, your body, your mind, your spirit will never be settled with a Jezebel unless you're a Jezebel yourself. And then even if you are, you're still not going to get along. Okay. So that's the thing. She's trying to reach back because she and her husband are not doing well. Her children are leaving. The dogs are gone. She always has to have somebody around her to feel better about herself, who maybe not as rich as her, but she's not rich. And in fact, money doesn't make you rich. Your spirit, whatever spiritual aspects you have in God, that's what makes you rich, because that's what's going to outlive you. You're going to put those riches into your children, not money. Money can be spent, money can be done in 5 days. But core spiritual aspects of life, which is discernment, wisdom, compassion, love, and all of that, and hope and faith, those are the things that make you rich. I can't repeat it. I hope y'all got it. Because that was some tea right there, wasn't it?
It was. Mm-hmm.
That's what makes you rich. Okay? Yes, the brother, she had her following harassed weeks before his demise. Oh, see? It's funny, right? There's called spiritual demises too. Like, you can actually literally worry somebody to death, right? Somebody had braided my hair years ago when I had a salon. I said, please, can you braid my hair? She braided my hair so tightly. I had to literally, I really felt like it was going to really make me pass out. It was so much pain. I had my husband, I called him one morning and I said, the next morning, I said, please help me take this out. It was horrible, wasn't it?
It was.
And I went to that lady and she said, oh, you took the workout? I said, yeah. I said, you know what? If you ever wanted to get rid of somebody and get away with it, braid their hair. She quit. She got offended. But I don't give a darn, lady. What's wrong with you? Why do you braid hair so tight? My point is, you can literally take somebody out of here by how you treat them. There ain't no illegalities on that, but you're going to have to deal with it with God. If she did that with her brother, that's why she going around the way she going around. You're going to be miserable. If you do miserable things, it will birth a miserable life. The way that you get joy, when she says she wants joy, she wants riches, she wants everything God owes her. God doesn't owe her or me or you anything. It's sad that we don't deserve nothing but not to be here, but through God's graces and him sending his only begotten son to die on the cross for us is what gave us the life that we have today. He sacrificed his son and nobody else is able to do that. Because Jesus was perfect. He was born without sin. He was born through a mother who was Virgin Mary. He was born out of not any kind of sin. Okay? Nobody else is born like that. Right? Babe?
No.
So we could never take or do anything like that. So humble yourself. He doesn't owe you a darn thing, especially since you don't even want to live the life that he says we're supposed to live. She reads every book but the book of God. And then when she does read the book of God, she finds ways to what? Twist the word. That's Leviathan. Now, I'm going to tell you, the only reason why I know this stuff is I was introduced to this type of spiritual, this demonic stuff by Tiffany Montgomery. Prophetess Tiffany Montgomery. She is on YouTube. I always give credit where credit is due. I did not come out the womb knowing this, but this Leviathan and Jezebel and all that, I learned that from her. But it's in the Bible. Everything she talks about, she points it to the Bible. So Leviathan, the scales of Leviathan is what Saul had. Saul had scales on his eyes. He couldn't see, couldn't hear. Leviathan twist up words. I can say hello, but in your head it says goodbye. That's Leviathan. You know how people say, well, I thought you said this. That's Leviathan. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So you got to be aware of that. So when Saul turned into Paul, the scales on his eyes fell off and he saw the light was so bright he had to be escorted off the room. Something like that. Isn't that what happened? Yes. You get what I'm saying? Because God was right there. That's back when God talked straight to the people. Different people. God now, he left us the Holy Spirit to guide us. That's that still small voice in our head that you say, well, something told me to do this. You didn't do it, and then it turned out wrong. That was the Holy Spirit. The only reason why I know that is because my grandmother introduced that to me, so I'm introducing that to y'all. When y'all hear that still small voice telling you something, now you got to have the discernment to know the difference. Because guess what? The devil will whisper in your ear too. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the devil don't try you. Oh, he will. And so you have to know the difference. Like I was reading the Bible one day, And I heard a still small voice too. And it said, you know what? Don't share that with your husband because your husband probably ain't going to listen to you. I said, you know what, devil? You a liar. So you know what I did? I gave those verses to my husband and I allowed him to go and read the verses when he was ready, which was the same day. And I told him, I said, the devil told me not to tell you those things. I said, no, the Lord not going to tell me not to spread his word because that's why we here. We here to do his assignment. You know, who today are you going to serve? Are you going to serve the devil or are you going to serve God? And you have to make those decisions daily, every day, every minute of the day. Because the devil is trying to what? He's trying to get you out of the promise. God does keep his promise, but he doesn't owe us anything, but he does keep his promise. And the reason why I know he doesn't owe anything, because David in Psalms, because that's what I'm reading now, is Psalms, he keeps saying, well, Lord, can you please keep your promise? You did say you're going to do this. He had to plead with God to keep doing it because he was going through so much and doing so many things that was against what God wanted for David. But he still said, look, you promised. Even Moses had to intercede and pray for the Israelites, even though they were, sinning and doing whatever. He still said, look, can you please? Sometimes we got to intercede. I feel like this channel is covering her. Because if we did not do this channel, if we did not do this series, I don't know where Chanel would be. Chanel was really, really going out of whack. After that, she started calming down. When we started doing these SOSO Shanel Chronicles, she started calming down. She started just all that devilish stuff that she was doing, which was a lot pre-SOSO Shanel Chronicles. She stopped. So I really do feel like this channel, could be helping her out a little bit. Maybe not a lot, but it is. It's giving her a conscience that she probably never had. What we're doing is we're peeling back the layers. Okay? We're peeling back the layers of her scales on Leviathan. That's what we're trying to do. Yes, like a twist and flipping Leviathan. Yes, You listen to Prophetess Tiffany Montgomery.
Part of me know that it's coming from a place of some sort of admiration. But I can't let your admiration supersede me and my family's safety.
Okay, so with this video, y'all, every time you see her, she feels she's a celebrity. Who gave her that thought that she's a celebrity? Boo, you're not a celebrity. This is how you know you're a celebrity. You can walk up to a complete stranger and you can say that person's name. Who's a celebrity? Michael Jackson, Beyonce, Mary J. Blige, Diddy, even T.D. Jakes. Darn, it dropped on Diddy.
Yeah.
Look, those are celebrities. Celebrities are not godly, y'all. You have to understand. All this time, we were born and we were taught by our parents to love celebrities, love these big names. But sometimes those big names can become gods. And so we all have these things that are lower G gods in our lives. It could be our job. It could be food. It could be your gifts. Even Prophetess Tiffany said your gifts and talents can also become your God. Yes, a big celebrity girl. You just be on Facebook running your mouth and folk love a train wreck. Yes, right? So that's what it is. Like, gods are anything that will take you away from the true God, right? Even my job, even your gifts. Anybody who's watching this, you love to sing. Your singing is great. Your singing has delivered people, has brought people to God. But at the end of the day, it's not you. It's God giving you that gift. So you have to always give just due to God. God has given me a gift to be able to speak and be able to connect with people and not have to cuss and have a great vocabulary and things like that, and giving me the space to do this. But I have to always give honor to God and say, God gave me this gift. And just like he gave it to you, he can also take it away. So you have to humble yourself and understand who you really are working for, right? Without our spirit, our flesh is nothing. Remove the spirit, the body is limp. It is what it is. Humble yourself. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how many homes you acquire. It doesn't matter how many men and women that you have acquired in your life. At the end of the day, you are a fleshly being. And at any time, that could be over. And so you have to understand. I was reading something yesterday that was really poignant to me in the Bible. You don't have to buy any other book but the Bible. Not saying I don't read other books, because I do. But give credit where credit is due. It's literally in every language, in any aspect. You can put it in NIV, you can do King James, you can do in children, you can do anything. That Bible is meant to get to billions of people, okay? You can literally understand that this woman that's talking to you had a grandfather with dementia, and I literally forgot my point. What is going on?
Now, I don't really feel
She is
concerned about her privacy. Why? Because she's very public online. She's also very transparent. Anyone who is transparent about cheating in the past and telling everybody how many children they have and how many cars, and every time this woman gets a car, she announces it. I doubt very seriously that she even cares about privacy.
So what I was saying was, oh, see, you know, the devil is trying to take me off of my sweat, but see, the devil's a liar. See, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. Okay, let me eat another apple. It came and left. What's
all right, I switched up for you now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
Her following are the detriment claim. Oh. Following is unbelievable. This woman can do no wrong. And they always support it. See, when you are in God's camp, you have to say, this is wrong. You can't save souls and help people come to Christ and support what they're doing wrong. Because then you're going to go on the darn boat with them. This life is fragile. You know what I mean? I'm doing God's work and trying to tell people, even the people who may watch her or may be going through the same, the same struggles as her, as her. You can hear me and say, look, don't do that. This isn't cool. You know what I mean? It's not cool. This lifestyle that she's living and perpetuating to God's people, because it's not just the devil's people. She wants to get other people. She said it herself. I want people to eat from my tree. She said it out of her own mouth. Did she not?
She did.
Did you ever hear me say that nobody could run my style? You just waited for a moment to be mad and you finally had it, and that's what you picked?
Hello. Yes, your girl, Queen of Commentary.
Did you ever hear me say that nobody could?
Guys, thumbs up the video. Subscribe if you have.
If you don't like it, hop off. Confirm. Said it so openly.
Give my thoughts on what happens in this video. I don't even know. I'm just going to go as I see. All right, so make sure you guys thumbs up the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we're going to get into it.
So you saying nobody else can have your shirt? Like, let them can feel how they feel. If you don't like it, hop off. Confirm. Said it so openly that I can't say I didn't say it, so I said it. If you don't like it, hop off. Confirm.
Let me confirm this. She definitely doesn't like anyone to tell her anything contrary to what she wants to believe.
If I had known this then, I would have said she has a Jezebel spirit. Jezebel spirit doesn't want any correction. It doesn't matter how big or small the situation is. It could be as simple as, please don't go down that road. A big truck is coming. They be like, don't you tell me what to do. I'm going to do it anyway. Smack, boom. You know what I mean? And I used to say with the Jezebel that I was dealing with, I said, look, I can't be around and watch this train wreck. I myself don't like to watch train wrecks. I like to help people out of a train wreck. So someone who is a natural helper and a natural person who likes to nurture someone, a Jezebel spirit will literally take them out, because I don't like to have people say, look, I'm not going to do that. When I'm like, but if you do this, it's going to help you. It's going to help you not have pain anymore. It's going to heal you. If you do this, I know this because I've done it and it helped me. They don't want that, because the devil is so into that. Devil doesn't want healing. He comes to kill, steal,
everyone
and
to be a
destroy.
yes man. She wants everyone to say, "Oh, good job, we love you." She doesn't want anyone to say anything that could possibly help her. Now, this is a little thing to her followers, okay? You guys are coddling her. You know darn well you just want to be entertained. You really don't care about this young lady because if
I said that a year ago, Miss I Am She.
Do not treat her following and her viewers the way she's doing in this video. If you're in a mood where you're just not, for it, don't go live. This is really piss poor the way she is acting.
And by confirm, I mean, like, I get so sick of folks. Jesus Christ. You sat there and watched all of this. And all the other ones.
By the way, guys.
Hours of them.
By the way, these videos are on our YouTube. Okay, so we're just basically listening. I'm trying to revive, or not even revive, but just introduce the whole playlist because I don't think you guys know about it. So if you want to listen to it unadulterated, uncut, or whatever, you can go to the YouTube, guys. Thumbs the video up, leave a comment.
You did all that. You're going to have to dig deep to hurt me. Know that.
Now, y'all know that this little tirade that she's going through right now is more than some viewer talking about, "Oh, no one can have your hairstyle." You heard what she just said. "Oh, you have to dig deep."
Okay, guys. So it's telling me to take a break. And I feel like after you don't take a break, they don't send so many people in here. So make sure if you're not following, go ahead and follow the page, y'all. Cut your notifications on. We're going to come back with another episode. But yeah, and I have videos posted up on the page too. So go and look at that. Okay, so you guys can know what we're talking about. I'll see ya. I'll be back.